Give me just a moment. Just tweaking some things. All right, looks like Nerdolobot posted just making sure that this is going to be in view. Oh, and I completely forgot. Ooh, I definitely need more water. Okay, I'm gonna adjust this microphone a bit. Hopefully, this is a good stance. So today, ooh, uh-oh. Nope, that's good. It's just on this side it's a little bit loose. Oh well. This is gonna kill me until I get a new one, but I need a microfiber cloth. A little bit of this hot water on the top there. Just kind of move it around a bit. Okay. Awesome. Just kind of shifting some stuff around. I was not nearly as prepared for today as I thought I was. Okay. So, oh, I need to pull up a picture of the winged knight. Now, Winged Knight, Dark Souls. So I'm trying to get some images of the emblem on its front. Hey, Devin! How are you doing? I'm just pulling up some reference pictures right now. Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Sweet. Alright, so. Ooh, that's a good one too. I am doing alright. Today is a lovely day. Yesterday we went to the Brunfest and I've just kind of been relaxing, so it's been really nice. Also been playing around with my new laptop, or Chromebook, because it's not a full laptop. All right. Okay, so that looks like it is a... I want to say that that's a golden color, but that's really dulled. Yeah, so I've... With the D&D room and stuff, I've been actually looking at doing a lot more props and stuff now that I have time more to spend on preparing our games. But I'm going to quickly see if this is a... That might be dull enough. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here is the mini I will be working on today. I know it's a little bit close, literally that it is a large mini. Here's my hand. But I'm trying to do, so right now what I'm going to do is on the front of him here. In the game he has this crest on him. I'll see if I might be able to pull up an image, but I need to integrate that into the stream more. But it's really dulled out, so I'm going to paint it on there while I haven't washed the... It's not technically a tabard, it's something else, but I'm going to call it a tabard even though it's wrong. So I'm going to paint it on there very finely, and then I'm going to go over it and wear it down. So I think I'm going to go with this color. We're going to get this. So today is going to be Jake attempting to draw. Which will be fun. And by the way, nice to see you, Alana. Move that over there a little bit. Now with my new setup, unfortunately, I'm going to be bumping the bottom of my microphone. I'm not sure if it's going to come up. So first I'm going to kind of work on the edges here. I actually want to do this really lightly because I don't want it to be too obvious. So oh, awesome. Yeah, at some point I've got to get around to actually writing for Heirloom of Darkness, because October's around the corner. So, I'm trying to be very careful right now. Oh, come on. Hold on. My magnifying glass here is getting all toasty. So, yes, tomorrow is October. Oh, September seemed to just fly by. So, I'm starting off with the less obvious details, and I'm just kind of doing two very thin stripes down these side pieces. Oh, this is... The tough thing about painting board game pieces is that usually they come fully constructed. So if there's something in the way, I've just got to deal with it. Hey, look, it's another nerd. Okay, sorry you guys are going to see the bottom. I literally can't see this piece from another angle. But it won't be too long. You're not a nerd, not at all. You only show up to our nerd streams and make fun and end. Wow. My breath must be really causing condensation because holy crap. Huh, okay, so my magnifying glass is cold. Oh yeah, Devin's absolutely a nerd. I might need to pull this up a bit. Oh, hey, Jolt Maniac! Now, if I am correct, Jolt Maniac, you are the Jolt Maniac from the Block Party podcast. If I'm remembering that name correctly. Wonderful. It is awesome to see you here. Ooh, this side might be easier to do. Maybe I should... Nah, never start easy. Awesome. I love listening to the Dungeon Masters blog. It is actually one of the first podcasts I started listening to. That was back when it was... I think that was back before DMnastics, though. You too, this stream makes me think about painting again. That's usually how far I get with painting. Yeah. I love painting. I have a huge backlog, but I decided that, well, recently I really wanted to paint, because with painting it's really finding a mini you enjoy painting. I was painting a lot of stuff I just didn't want to paint, and so I decided to switch over to Dark Souls, because I'm a junkie. That's because it's awesome. It's awesome because we have amazing people like Devin on. Yes. Indeed. There has been a lot of guests that I was excited to see on. Devin was among them. And actually it was the Dungeon Masters block that inspired me to do my my School of Culinary Arts for Wizard subclass. Jake, I'm getting minis to paint soon. Awesome! I need to know where you order your paint, though. I actually do not order online. I actually go to my local game store, because often because I actually know the owner there, and actually his wife is part of Nerdolopedia. So I deal with them a lot. I love supporting them, and honestly, I get to shop for paint. I get to see it in person. And if I really have a question of what a paint looks like, I'll even ask them, and sometimes they'll have a mini that's like, oh yeah, I use this paint on this mini here, and it's really nice for me to shop. But I buy Citadel paints for the most part. On occasion, I'll buy different paints for different projects. But I actually ended up using Citadel paints for a prop the other day. Because I wanted to get like a bile look on a piece of paper. Because they pulled a note off of a dead body that had died from kind of like being poisoned. So I took some of my... Oh, I still have it out. I took some of my green shade and just kind of sprinkled it on the page with a brush, just kind of whipping it at it. It kind of gave like this... Something came out of his mouth and onto the page. But yeah. Dark Souls has been a huge inspiration for learning some storytelling for me. Yes, ew, but cool. I didn't go overboard with it, so it wasn't like, just drown it. I did like stick a corner just very slightly in the paint. So it kind of, one corner seemed to like be in it a bit. But a little bit goes a long way. So, cool. I got the sides here. They're a little hard to see with the camera. Maybe. Yeah. So just over here I did two... vertical? Yes, vertical. Oh, I actually have a story arc planned for our game. And the players know about it, but they don't know where in the world it is or when it'll show up. But I have a story arc kind of planned that's based around Dark Souls just a little bit. But my favorite thing about Dark Souls has been the way that they tell a story with the items that are placed in the world. So, for example, if any of you caught our D&D stream this past Friday, that's where the note came up. And the note talked about a man who was dying, but was able to go on one more adventure. And that's how that individual got there. And when they found his body, along with a few items that were relevant to why he was on the adventure, one of the items that was on his person was a parapet of health, which specifically helps. It makes you immune to disease, but if you have a disease, and this is the piece that I really enjoyed about it. If you already have a disease, it suppresses it. It doesn't get rid of it. And he had that around his neck. But the entire dungeon was poisonous. So it was, so he died from poison. But the entire trip, he had this parapet of health, kind of keeping back this, whatever disease he had. And I've kind of been using, because Dark Souls does some things like that. Like, you'll find a dead body and it has two twin humanities on it. Which means either they... One of two things was, one, they were a murderer and were stealing humanity. Or, and the theory that's higher up is that, the more assumed theory is that they were pregnant. Which, disturbing, but interesting. just by having a single item on a dead body. It's really hard to tell what that is. Okay, so yeah, Dark Souls gets incredibly deep if you are if you look into it enough. And the stories they have are awesome. Very depressing stories, which for me is like gold. Okay. Oop. Okay. We're going to see if today I can not paint the camera. But yeah, all the lore in Dark Souls is awesome because it kind of puts it into the items. So you can go through the entire game and be like, I have no idea what the story is, and I don't care. Or you can, or you might find passion in it and be like, oh yeah, I'm really intrigued by this. Okay, there's only so much I can do with this limited space. So far your loss count is 0, so that's great. So far. We will see how long that lasts for, which is to say probably with it when I start searching for my next color. But my new office is definitely more organized, so I'm not losing nearly as much stuff. But I'm still losing my phone and keys all the time, so you know. See, I'm mostly winging it for the side pieces here. Yeah, I apologize in some cases where I'm just showing the bottom of the mini. I gotta keep wiping off my magnifying glass. Oh, no, absolutely. It's fine. I actually don't mind when people... Oh, which does remind me. Let me put this mini down. And I meant to do this, but it slipped my mind. I had intended... You're working on a DMB episode to release today. Awesome! I usually have ambient music because there's sometimes that I'm just silent. Oh, let's not restore my Chrome pages. So if you guys have something ambient you'd like me to pick, I'm gonna try something unobtrusive because, you know, it's ambient. I'm using ambientmixer.com. Yeah, I definitely enjoy it. I definitely enjoy streaming, and lots of people will stop by and just, I like listening to it. I think we've had a few people actually fall asleep. Middle Earth-esque. But then how will I hear the clock? Oh, you can hear my clock? Wow, that's impressive. Okay, that means my gain is definitely high. I mean, I can find something with the clock. Ooh, in Rivendell's usually a good one. Yeah, that is my, I bought that at a convention. Possibly, oh, that is also slightly tilted. Okay, there. I bought a Journey, clock that I keep overhead, so I don't have to turn and look at the computer. Okay, let's try in Rivendell. and I'm going to try to not blow everyone's eardrums out. So we're going to see. Hold on. Oh, whoa, wrong way. Okay, yeah, so that's super quiet. So what I need to do... Yeah, if it's too loud, please let me know, and I'll turn it down. If it's not loud enough, I can turn it up a bit. But that... The levels there seem to... I can also turn down different aspects of it. Okay, I hope... If I accidentally turned it up by the time that you said good level, I can tweak it just a little bit. Because, yay, delays. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put the keyboard away. I might turn down the bird noises, because that might drive me a little crazy. Feeding the kitty. That's the harp. Wind through the leaves. What is this one? Oh, that's a waterfall. I don't know that. I don't know which one. Okay. Well, if I try to kill the birds, we'll see. All right. Yeah. So we're at after the Ren Fair and stuff. I kind of started getting a little bit inspired to start helping my players build their costumes for their characters. So I've been looking into several different things. Because one of our friends, Nind, he got elf ears that are meant to match his skin tone. Because the ones he had were just kind of knockoff ones for headphones. Oop! There I go, hitting the microphone again. So... that might be in a bad spot. I'm gonna need to mess with you more. Yeah. Okay, so here comes the fun part. I need to draw a design on this thing. I'm gonna try my best to do this. So I'm gonna draw, it's gonna be the handle of a sword. Oh good, that goes directly into that hole, which means less I have to duplicate. Because I am terrible, sometimes, with symmetry. I've returned in time to hear something about a hole. On the design of his tabard, there's a hole that looks like it was kind of beat up. Oh, that's true. Oh. Yeah. trying to avoid symmetry, or painting symmetrically. Hold on, I think this camera... Okay, that's not bad. I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm still working out the kinks in this new setup. Well, relatively new setup. The video... I had to redo all of the video settings. I'm also feverishly checking NFL stats for it is my other nerd endeavor and gets me closer and closer to money. Fair enough. I'm slightly darkening this because when it's shining in the light, there's that reflection off the mini, and I'm trying to... Oh, this is automatically white balancing. You stop that. Hold on. There we go. Needs to stop auto-balancing things. Yes, go sports ball. Okay, the focus at least is good, so... Okay. I totally didn't lose my paintbrush for a minute. Devin, you're kind of my gold standard for, or if it looks good to you, then in my opinion, it's working. Damn. Okay. But that's fair, Devin. I largely like to ask you if something looks good because if you can't see it, then I have a problem. Okay, I might go back through here with some blue. And now you're further away since I got my display tablet. That means if you can see it and I'm further away, that's a good thing. Hello, dear.
Hello.
I am currently working on the sword there, which is slightly painful to work on.
Is Mr. Bug inside or outside?
I recall him being inside unless you let him out.
Okay.
Why? Did he just disappear?
Well, hi Devin. I don't know where he is. And it's been cold and rainy outside.
Well, last I remember he came inside because he was pawing at the door.
Oh yeah, okay. He should be inside then. Somewhere. That was all.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
No, I was just making sure. Cleaning up the living room and stuff.
I think I'm going to extend the handguard here just a little bit. A little bit of exaggeration. No, that would still be missing. Okay, but the sword, I'm gonna have continue down. Probably to about there. I'm gonna have to go over some of the blade and stuff, because one, the reference image I'm using for this, which I just love the style of, it's all like bloodied and stuff. And actually here, I'm gonna do this instead. I'm going to find the reference image and I'm going to put it on the screen. Wrong keyboard. Nope, so it's not. There we go. Okay, so excuse me for just a moment as I'm working on this. Studio mode. By the way, if you lost visuals, that means that studio mode didn't work. If you can still see me, then good news, studio mode worked. Damn it. Or my night vision failed. Oh, you can see the image? Of course. Oh! I'm an idiot. I did not actually click the studio mode button. Yeah, just increase that that lost count to 2, because, you know, I lost the studio button. But yeah, so that's the reference image that I'm currently working off of. Ooh. And I completely missed this. But there is some of that. Down here. Oops. That's not what I wanted. So I am working on doing a new camera setup for the Mini, which I've had in my Amazon wish list for a while, but just never got around to purchasing any of it. But now a bunch of it is on order. And it'll also let Katie play her Switch for stream. So she'll finally be able to do her Breath of the Wild streams that she's been wanting to do for a while. Might just clean up the sides on the top and choose not to have anything fancy in the middle of these. I feel like watching what I do in this community wouldn't be very entertaining, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know how to put it. I have done some oddball streams. There have been nights that I sat down and I was just homebrewing or converting some spells for 5th edition, and I decided, you know what, why not stream it? Literally just me sitting there on a document writing, and people stopped by and talked. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. In fact, there's quite a few people who are probably interested in audio editing or behind-the-scenes work that wouldn't be opposed to listening to it or would actually be entertained by it. I don't know if someone out there is streaming their editing audio, but I know there's people who have definitely put out recordings of it. Get ready because it's going to come out at you 1.5 or 2 times speed. That's it. So you actually speed up your audio, correct? That's what I'm gathering from that. Because that's interesting. I feel like if I did that, it would just make me sound weird, since I do all my live stuff. Yes, I would. Yep, while editing, I run it. Oh, when you run it faster. Okay. You know, that makes a lot of sense. I never thought of that. That's clever. Yeah, See, what's funny is I put out... We stream games, we stream Let's Plays of D&D and stuff. But I don't always watch that kind of content. I go and I watch tutorials on how to Photoshop or how to do something in Premiere, and that's just what I choose to do with my time. So to me, that stuff's actually really interesting. And I've had to actually pause on watching Critical Role, because it's been taking up so much of my time. But eventually I'll get back into it. So for one podcast that is usually 2 people talking, I've had a 1-to-1 production rate. So if it's an hour-long podcast, I'm done in an hour, which I have been told that is insane. Considering we've actually tried putting out a podcast, and I think I drove our editor insane. She hated our voice by the end of it. She's like, I hate both of you. But that's currently on hiatus. I had words and I lost them. So to produce an entire episode of a podcast, it's literally twice as long as it takes for you to record it. Yep, lost thoughts. At least this stream, it's been far less physical objects that have been lost. Well, Joe Maniac, are you going to be at a catacon this year? Because I know in the past you guys have been to a catacon. Awesome. Then I will hopefully catch you there. Because I will be finally going this year. You're the least likely because it's the furthest from me, but you will be there? Awesome. Yeah, I was there 2 years ago. And I unfortunately didn't have time to meet up with you guys. So, I'm hoping to be able to meet up with you guys this time. Okay. So, here, I'm going to put the griffin things a little bit lower than on that design. Mitch, Magic Mark, Brother Casey, Paladin Caleb will all be there. Let me know I have absolutely nothing planned of right now. Awesome. Yeah. I enjoyed it 2 years ago. I couldn't make it last year because of a wedding. This year I've said I'm going to a catacon. Nothing will stop me. So, ooh, I've actually got to respond to them. I need to do that afterwards. Let me make a quick note. Yeah, because last year and this year, we are corporate sponsors of a catacon. So he sent out a message, and I have had an insane couple of weeks, so I just never got around to it. So, and last year I didn't actually get to see the label for the table we sponsored. So hopefully this year will be different. Nice, you should be there for every minute of it. Early for the VIP staff and not flying out till late Sunday. Nice. Yeah, because I did the corporate sponsor stuff, a few of my friends have gotten the VIP passes, but I have not. So. But that is all right. Ah, shoot, come on. This is a little bit... It's not exactly centered. The fuck was that? Oh god. That was my phone going off. Oh. I'm not used to doing this detail work. But I've actually got to make sure to go to my game shop and pick up... I gotta pick up a few paints because some of mine have started drying out, and that's not good. But that was bound to happen if I didn't have them ready for quite some time. Yeah, it's totally true, Devin. I know I am super excited for when my turn is up. That'll be nice. if I do start streaming, the number one thing is to get a super sweet overlay from Devin. So I got the artwork from her site, and then I spent a boatload of time. God, I don't remember how long it took me to make this one. But you can see that the box around like my screen here is actually her parchment work. I took her black and white one and I used it to cut out from a parchment texture that I found. Which was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've also used her. I've used her banners. Her scrolls in parchment are the ones I use the most for overlays, because I did it for our D&D stream too. And thank you, Devin. I am not a graphic designer. Yes. Well, I am happy to support you because you are a wonderful individual, and you deserve every bit of it. And I keep smacking my microphone. Stop doing that. Okay. Oh, it's wings time. And I already fucked up. I'll just have to fix it with blue later. Which blue did I use? Ah! Fuck! Pretty darn amazing as I smack everything around. Yeah. Joe Moniac, she did a wonderful job with your map. Of course, almost all of her maps have gotten better since the digital, since her tablet. I swear my minis are better than my acting. Okay. And Devin, the fact that you can zoom in so far is part of the reason why, like, I'm super excited for you to work on my map eventually, whenever that comes up in the queue. But because then I can kind of break it apart and kind of be like, oh, hey, yeah, here's this map, and shove that in my world anvil. I'm gonna have to do some negative painting with this. Or, well, not negative painting, but take away some... phrasing, yeah. I don't know what it was I said. I said a lot of words. Shove that in my world. Yep. Okay. Just kind of looking at some stuff. I might need to grab more paint. But yeah, I really enjoyed their map update. Because it definitely has given me additional options to work with. And I gotta keep myself from making a city map for every city. Because otherwise I'll go crazy. Fun fact, I'm using Devon as an example in the episode I'm editing. I'm interested. Sorry for the pause. I was also reading and okay, my hands are shaking too much. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I decided instead of grabbing an entire bottle, I would just grab my my facepalm flask. Alrighty. Huh, I also think our stream boss hasn't been working. But could just be me. Right. Oh! Yeah, I remember Devin talking about that. That's... Oh. So, I recently made a mistake. And my mistake came down to I made a bunch of NPCs. I made an entire party of adventurers as NPCs that the players got attached to. Because of course I gave them character and they're like, oh, we need to save them from the situation they were in. So now they had a group of adventurers traveling with them, going through a dungeon. And I had 6 NPCs that I had to play. So I am very glad that I made the dungeon incredibly deadly. And this Friday, managed to kill off 2 of them. Completely random, too. So, NPCs. I ended up... Oh, what was it? Yeah, so it was a crystal that descended from the ceiling, and it would when it was at between maximum and I would only play like 2 or 3 at a time if needed. More than that, and I'd be bringing up my entire wardrobe with me. Right, because you do the you do more costumes for yours, which I want to get more into costumes. I'm gonna do, because these details are a little muddy. So I'm just gonna kind of add some of my own that, you know, seem regal. But yeah, I'm actually excited because with props and stuff, because of the space we're at now, I can actually start doing like some minor set design. And trying to go with the theme of the we're in a tavern telling stories, I'm actually going to be dressing up for them as I get the pieces and parts together of a tavern keeper. And then I'm going to shift from being the dungeon master to the tavern keeper. And then everyone will be able to kind of dress up as their characters as we slowly get their costume together. That would be amazing. A sign would be so cool. But yeah, because I already... Oh. Oh my god, Devin. You have no idea how happy that would make me. So much that my voice just kind of cracked. Oh. Yeah, so originally me and Katie were actually looking to, it wouldn't be as visible on stream because it was going to be for the outside of the door, but we were going to have a sign and we were going to do wooden letters and just kind of place it on them that said Tales from the Tavern. You're all cute when you're all kooflemt. I don't know what that word means. I can Google it in a moment. Okay. Oh, it's not a real word. It means choked up. Okay. There's so many words that, you know, might be real words. I don't know. Okay, so there's a few areas I have to go back through with blue. It's okay. Anyhow, when I make your map, we'll design a sign as well. I look forward to it. Awesome. You are the best, Devin. Oh, hey, Joe Maniac! Thank you for following. God, this is... I may need to do something with this. Because, so I got these new brushes at Gen Con. They're supposed to be able to go like this and this. But yes, no, thank you so much for the follow. You're getting us even closer to 400, which I still don't know what we're going to do at 400, but we're going to do something! I might do another, I might choose to do another Hero Forge mini giveaway. Because those have been fun, and people have liked those. But yeah, so these cool pens, or brushes, I got while I was at Gen Con, and they're supposed to store like that and be on here, but this one, it's been getting loose on here. So I'll need to, I might be able to just stick some tape on the end here. Actually, I might try that now. If there's tape within reach. Oh, there's tape right here. Rubber cement. I could do that too. I'd have to get a hold of some though. I don't think I have any here. I have plastic cement. But I'm going to see if just adding this little bit of space here is going to be enough. Because I just need this to be a bit thicker. So that way when I... Ooh, that almost might be too thick. Yeah, that's too thick. Well, shit. Okay. It was worth a try. But on your comment of rubber cement, let's try the plastic cement. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. Okay. I need to find my damaged brush. Okay. Junk brush. Oh, or I could just do this. That should be good. Yeah. And while it's doing that, I'm going to clean this brush off just a hair. This stuff, Devin, I have to thank you for introducing me to, because this stuff is amazing. There we go. Okay, that's a nice fine point. Yeah, and actually, if I want to really pull it, Devin. Get these on, which realistically I probably should wear them anyway. But I got a few tools to kind of help my hand from cramping too much. But these are still my favorite, because they are comfy. Yeah, indeed I am. It's probably the cheapest cosplay I've ever done. Yeah, so, still waiting for that to dry. So until then, I'm going to put this away. But I got these. Yeah, I know, there's a hole in one. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, I got these, which are really cool. These will help me out when I'm dealing with some of these smaller minis as I walk away. Because I could do this. And it holds it. So I can just hold it like this. And the salesperson there was convincing enough that I got two. So I can set one aside while I work on another one. So these are super cool. They also fit there for some of the larger ones, which I think... Let me experiment. I'm gonna see if it'll fit Dragon Slayer Ornstein. It might not. Nope. He's just a hair too big, which, if I'm guessing... Yep, same size base. So, unfortunately it doesn't fit any bigger, but doesn't matter because the majority of the minis are going to fit on this. so. Store some fingerprints, but that's fine. So we're going to see. Ooh, yeah, that works just great. But, it'll get worn down a bit, but that is actually a solid fit. And worst case scenario, I have to tear it apart. But, oh, holy shit. I have to blow out my candle. I got a new candle while I was at Ren Fair. It is actually... Nope. Come on. Don't... I'm gonna see if I can change the setting on this real quick. Settings. Display. Need to go... I am still working on learning the bits of my my tablet here, because I'm using this for my reference image. But I don't think it's gonna let me... Nope, not power. Displays? No. That's dumb. Okay. I don't want it to sleep when it's plugged in. Can it not? Fuck it. I'll dig through it later. Okay. Oh, now that I blew that out, that smells good. Okay. So... I think I'm going to do just a little bit more designs to kind of... I want to kind of get this to be more... Not quite a square. You love listening to me argue with technology? Well, if we ever recorded us setting up our D&D stream, that would be 90% of it. Is me sitting there going, you motherfucker. Random question. Do you rebase any of the minis? Oh! So, like, are you talking about, like, applying a base to the mini? Or, like, taking them off their base and putting them on a new base? Because the answer is yes, and I have before. So for a lot of these, I'm actually going to do... Okay, so for all of these, the board games, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sit down with the board game, and I'm going to look over the... I'm going to be looking over what they have for, like, the dungeon, for the tiles and stuff, and kind of find a good middle ground between them, and then I'm going to theme these bases to those. So I also have a Wrath of a Chardalon board game, and I'm actually planning on getting some XPS foam. Or no, not XPS foam. I think it's expanded polythite. One of the foams that you can get at Home Depot. It's the stuff that they use for insulation. And I actually plan on cutting out dungeon tiles, or at least tiles to kind of like make it look like it's within the dungeon itself. So for the ones that fit on one dungeon tile, I'll just base it to look like the tile itself. For ones that fit on multiple, I'll put several tiles on there and just kind of try to make it blend in. These guys are actually... I have to do something a little bit unique, because there's these lines on the base here, which if you aren't aware of the Dark Souls board game, these actually play a part in the game, because this shows kind of the facing of them. So this guy would face this way. And I actually have to make these visible while still putting a base on it. So quite a few people that I've seen who've painted these, they just leave it this black. I don't like that. Wow, and unfortunately none of my finished minis are near me. This is a problem. I'm going to need to start keeping some examples up in my office. But yeah, so basing is one area that I've been trying to seriously improve on. So, but it's usually what I'll do for a simple base is I'll cover the base in like a wow, I am blanking on the name. It's basically Elmer's glue. Oh, PVA glue. I'll cover it in a light coat of PVA glue, and then I'll stick this in sand, and I'll let it sit for, it's preferred overnight, but sometimes I'm impatient. So I'll do that. And I prefer to do that before I prime the entire mini. That way, the primer kind of holds the sand down. And then I can paint that any color I want. Or then I'll apply another layer of PVA glue, put more sand down, and actually just kind of... I've done it a few times where I've done one layer of sand, painted it a darker color, put another layer of sand, and painted that as well, but a lighter color. And it's kind of... I've seen cases where I haven't done the undercoat, and it's actually changed the color of the basing. So there's a whole bunch of things you can do with them that I think is just fun and absurd. People can get crazy. I was doing something. Alright, I was trying to add something down here. Probably just some kind of flourish. Yeah, I very much enjoy trying new things with my basing. But depending on the use of the mini will also change the approach I take. Because if it's a mini that's being highly used for gameplay, I will tend to try and reduce the amount of... I'll try to reduce the amount of stuff that's on the base. And my reason for that is to kind of not quite draw the eye to the base itself. I definitely want something there because it will kind of make the whole mini kind of work together. But I don't want that being the centerpiece that the eye is going to. I want the mini itself to draw attention. So, just not being distracting, I guess, is what I'm looking for. Of course, I've got cat hair in there. Seeing if I can kind of turn these little things, heads, into more beak-like structures to kind of give that griffin look. so far I can say for certainty this is not really looking all Griffin-like. But I'm going to try to clean this up with some blue and kind of bring out more details. Wipe off my magnifying glass again, which is actually now kind of wet, so. Yes, they have itty-bitty tiny wings, because there are variations of them in the game that have massive wings. So these are kind of like the baby versions. Oh, the griffins? Yes. They are... So here's their current design. They are terribly drawn wings. Actually going to add more down there. Yeah, the small pic doesn't really give a huge amount of detail to it, especially because I even have the thing blown up, so it's filling my entire screen here, and I'm struggling to see some of it. So I'm sort of just winging it. But yeah, so there's a lot of details I'm just making up. Yes, because there are decals, and if I looked into Warhammer 40k more, I know there's a way that I can physically print them. Some of them look a little bit shiny, which is sometimes not what I'm going for. In this case, I don't think a decal would work nearly as well, but it would still work. And that's mainly because I could cut it, because this weapon's in the way. But I've got to figure out, because there's the decals that you can get for things like Warhammer 40k are, oh shoot, what was it? There was a name for them. Yeah. I'd want to experiment more with them as well, because I definitely plan on aging this as well. But no, decals are definitely something that some of my minis could probably benefit from, especially for that kind of stuff. And I will probably do that in the future. But I've got to do a little more research into it. Mainly because they're like, wet transfer decals, I believe is what they're called. I just don't remember much past that. But I think that's what I'm going to call it for that symbol, because that's a bit much right now. But I'm going to go back with blue and kind of clean it up. kind of add some additional details. But for now, I am going to... Nope. I'm going to clean this one off first before I start using it again. You also help with making painting masks for them as well. Okay. Oh, that was almost bad. Yeah. No, decals is something I definitely love to get into. I just gotta figure out how to print them here. Because I don't think I can use an inkjet printer. I don't think so. I think I need a laser printer. Oh, you can? Oh. I don't know. Maybe it was something someone told me a while ago that they're like, inkjet doesn't work as well, but who knows? For now, to say that I hand paint some of this stuff, I know for... Well, I'd love to be able to do decals for, like, books and stuff, but at the same time, there's something to be said about me actually physically painting the book that I've had a lot of people go, oh my god, that's so cool! Okay. I'm gonna put this brush away. Good thing you don't toe paint them. Yeah. Yeah, toe painting. Ooh. Hold on. Yeah, this glue's already coming off. Interesting. Oh, ooh. Sorry if that came out too loud. Yeah, something... So next thing I'm gonna do... There is some blue that I missed. yeah. I got the joke. Oh. See, what's funny about the whole... that does remind me of things I've done with my feet that normally you do with your hands. It sounds like it starts to go into a bad conversation. I've played co-op games by myself. By using my feet for the second player, because I wanted to get some of the co-op so I could get some of the co-op achievements while being incredibly impatient. No, nothing pornographic. In fact, the way that the story I said for that actually kind of seems to imply the exact opposite happens. It was a Lego game, so it was actually pretty easy to play. It does, for sure. But again, as I said, I was incredibly impatient and just kind of wanted to get it done with. I think for the Lego games, it was like complete one level on co-op. I was like, I can do that with my feet. Yeah, so initially, when I was painting this, I completely missed this section. Okay, whoa. Oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna not use my other hand for this. You remember why you hate Tolkien maps so much? Why is that? Is it because people keep asking you if you've made them? It's because the icons aren't uniform across the map. Oh. I didn't know that. Well, now I know. I probably should, but I haven't looked at his maps too much, or at least in too close a detail. Because it almost seems like you're expected to read the books with the map right next to you to understand where anything is. Oh. You were supposed to read the books with the maps right there. I figured. It would be easier if they were detachable from the book, but so many of them are. You have to constantly look up references to know what actually goes where on this fucking thing. Yeah, I read more of the Two Towers last night. I had to go back a few pages because I realized that I was where my bookmark was partway through a chapter, and I was like, shit, I don't remember what was happening. All these rocks look the same. And I'm suddenly being reminded of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I don't know why. Because my brain just started saying, all these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle. Kami, tell me I can leave the tower. Mr. Popo, you can leave the... Bitch, don't tell me what to do! This mini has been an interesting one to paint. And I think I'm also going to do, because I realize I did not even touch the wings on this thing. Okay. The other thing that I have to consider is I need to look up, or I need to figure out a way to get a dried blood look. Because I have a paint to give me wet blood, but I don't have a paint to give me dry blood. So I gotta figure out what color to do that with. I think I might try to go with one of my really dark reds. But it almost seems like I need to mix in some brown with that. Brown, red, rust looking. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to do it. Oh, hey! Thank you for subbing! And I did not hear Owen Wilson at all during that. But thank you, Mavel. Maybe the file for it got moved. Damn. I'm gonna have to fix that. Which... now that this right here was probably the best thing I could have done for my painting desk area. Just having a freaking whiteboard available for me to just scribble down notes and keep track of things. Whiteboards are a part of my life. Oh, actually I'm going to use that same brush. Okay. I gotta make a decision on... I think I'm going to use this. Oh, you found a better, clearer map? Oh, are you... Question. Are you attempting to do a Glowforge of the Lord of the Rings map, or is this a different project? I'm also just kind of spitballing. You're drawing Middle Earth during the First Age for a patron. Oh, cool! The blade caught my finger. Oh no, I'm dying! I'm using a slight technique of this from having seen some Warhammer Fantasy tutorials on how to do wings, because these are basically the same as the ones they did. That, and I like the effect. There's your dried blood paint. Dried blood. Yeah, Uh, there's a few minis that definitely might have some of that. They may be well hidden, but you know. Okay. Oh, I completely missed those front ones. But yeah, Devin, I will say that trying to get into learning any amount of cartography was odd. Well, not odd, but just it was an interesting challenge from what I normally do. I need to decide how I'm going to paint this Warforged Paladin. Going to try to not decide every color right now as I'm painting it this time around. I know when I'm planning minis, I usually just kind of think about the base colors that I paint, and then the details just kind of like yell themselves out. But this one's particularly easier because these minis are easier-ish because I have reference photos to work with. At the same time, they're challenging because I have reference photos to work with. And I might not have the color that I want. Kind of like with the gargoyle, which right now only looks like a gargoyle because of the mini. But color-wise, it's a little bit all wrong. I'll try to wait for my paladin to yell at me. That's fair. Yeah. There's no real right way to paint minis. There's no real right way to do a lot of art. But yeah, I've been avoiding using whites and blacks as much as I can. Or at least pure white and... Yes, there's no wrong way. Words and phrases. Thank you for correcting me, Devin. No, all art is wrong. There's nothing right. Yeah. I have been trying to avoid pure whites and blacks. So that's why I'm using a off-white for this. This is excruciating. Oops. Yeah, I think I'm gonna... I think I'll end up doing a light dry brush of his armor. Just to get kind of like the raised details nice and visible. Ooh. God damn it. Get this paint flowing a little bit better. Come on. Keep flowing. I'd like it if I stopped smacking the bottom of that microphone. I need to find a better placement for this mic. But right now, that's the only place that the desk mount will actually agree with. Yes, I'm sure. I do apologize for smacking the microphone. I don't know what it is, but this blue and this gray, I just really like together. It's okay. I'm just wondering if we should keep a count on that too. You are more than welcome to, but I know I will lose count. On the bright side, I think I can almost estimate the number of times I've painted the camera. My background. Hold on. God damn. Nice! God, sorry, this chair, one of the bolts keeps coming loose. Come on. Keep going. Good enough for now. I'll have to... I gotta fix that. Ooh. Today's been a nice restful Sunday. Yesterday, we lost power just when I was about to start writing. And, I did not end up writing. So, I've got a little bit of a hankering to sit down and write tonight. Oh. Stop shaking. I'm almost done with the hardest part of these wings. I hear Bug meowing from across the house. There's a few black spots still visible. There you go, there's the bottom of the mini. Okay, there, the wings have a nice base coat now. Okay, so now I'm going to try doing the blood, because that... no, I shouldn't do the blood first. I should do the dry brush. Because I want the dry brush to be over... or I want the blood to be over the dry brushing. Ooh, that needs a little bit more shaking. God damn it. There we go. That looks a little bit better. I just need to clean up the edge here. I need a new paper towel. Especially for this step. Booby shake! You're welcome. Not the show you were expecting or wanted. Okay. I'm going to start down here. Actually, it was both what I wanted and expected. Well, then I'm glad you got what you wanted. At least Batman didn't come out to play. Then might have a problem with Twitch. Or Twitch might have a problem with me. No, not here. Rue, you have a picture of it. Okay, so I'm only going very lightly on this because I don't want it making it shine too much. It's not the same unless it's live. Ah. There's a few spots I missed with the wash the first time around. But that is okay, because that'll give it, I guess, a little bit more organic look when I wash this a second time. Ooh. Nope, need to wash a little bit more off. Ugh. Went cross-eyed for a second. I often wonder if I ever go cross-eyed while doing detail things. I only notice it when I'm staring at a specific detail, and then I move my head, because with the magnifying glass, everything's even weirder out of proportion, and that is getting that edge really well, which is what I expected. But I might need to leave this just a little bit more, just leave a little more paint on this. Because I'm trying to go for a little bit more of a shiny edge. But I could just simply not wash that. Trying to paint this in this direction. The direction of the cutting. Okay, there we go. It's not much additional detail, but it's enough for me. There. Okay. Now the blood. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of that. I'm looking for a much darker, looking for a very dark kind of fleshy brown. That sounds incredibly liquidy. That's because it most certainly is. Okay, so what I'm going to do almost a variation of dry brushing. I think it's called stippling, where won't even tell you what that sounds like on this. I think this is stippling. I'm going to try to focus it more towards the center of the blade. Now that your motion at the same time helps. Fantastic. Oh, not that your motion at the same time helps. I'm going to try to get some of this up here too. There. I haven't used this color a whole lot. I think I'm going to do a few layers of that, but I'm going to kind of mix in the red. Unfortunately, I think this is the darkest red I own. So we will see. Ooh! Ooh! That's not good. That's thick. It's a little bit of thinner in there. Get that to flow a little better. I know, I'm sorry, Corn Red. I haven't used you much. The issue with having a lot more paints. You use some of them a lot less. That's better. I don't want to... I don't want to make it too... I don't want it flowing too much. It is a base color. So we're going to see how this looks. That almost seems... I don't know, that's looking purpley to me. I think I need 2 shades of red. God damn it. I'm also going to use my kind of junk brush as a... Totally got it. It's kind of a smaller dry brush. But that might be too bright. But we're gonna wing it. I'm gonna just put this in kind of... I think that helps a little bit, but definitely lost some of that brown. So I'm going to add some of that back in, but I'm going to do it very gently. I think I just need to work on building up all the colors. It's not looking too bad. Adding that brown definitely helped. That's too shiny, but... I think that looks pretty good. Amethyst and red. Yeah. It is definitely not nearly as dark as the one in the image, but overall, my paint job is a bit brighter. Ah. Whoop! Slipped out of my hands. Yeah. Both sides of the blade covered in dried blood. Okay. Now to clean up the belt. Thank you, Devin. I appreciate it. I've never to me this is one of those brand new techniques I try, and I've learned something from it. And to me that's the most exciting part. I love learning new things when painting. Okay, so I'm going to do the belt because there's a few I want to make it stick out. I don't want to make the belt stick out, but I want to make the outline of it, or the there's a top and a bottom piece to it. It's like the trim. Yeah, trim is the word I'm looking for. That I want to make. Actually, I think I want to make the center a bit brighter, but not all that bright. Turn that around. So in some of the areas where there's some of the paint off my brush. Just gonna keep. Just kind of trying to make a transition. That's not going to work out. I'll need to figure out a different technique for that. But for now, I'm going to pull out this brush. I'm just going to paint the center of it. And there's a few spots that the blue kind of spilled over onto it. So just gonna clean those up a bit. Rivendell was, I feel like it was a good choice. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm going to need to do 2 layers of this, because I can see my brush strokes on this. And I can still kind of see the brown sticking, the darker brown sticking through. That belt's a little bit brighter. There we go. I think this guy is nearing completion though. There's not much more to him that I need to do. But that just means I have more minis I can paint. Hey, Bunny! Welcome! How are you doing this fine evening? Oop. Okay. There. There we go. Oh, right. No, I'm not quite there yet. I just remembered. Still have some blue to paint.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there I heard the wow. What the... By the way, Bunny, thank you for resubscribing. We greatly appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh. Wait a minute. No, 0 was the one I was just using. 0 is also not the smallest one. Maybe it was just the timing. Hmm. Right. The thing I need to clean up, I need to clean up the chest sigils with some of this blue. Are you frightened of when I next make it the GM's bad night? See, you think that I struggle with that. I have just as much fun as you guys do. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get this beak to a freaking point. But yes, it'll be exciting. Next time I'll go after the players' pure sanity checks. Well, let me tell you something. The module that I'm working on, historically, already had a huge number of sanity checks. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it. Yes. It is just significantly bigger than the standard character. So the characters are actually... Let me get one out. This is for the same game. And this... Oh, that did not work at all. Here, I'll just angle that. Here is a player mini. I'll move that above that. And here is the Winged Knight. So, yes, they are... Yes, it's just a giant. Close enough. So a lot of what I'm doing with this blue right now is I'm just cleaning up some of the line work I did earlier, getting some shapes to work better. Because one thing I can do with this is I can make corners sharper. The sharper the corners, the better it's going to look. Okay. You overdid it Friday? Well, if it helps make you feel better, you did basically push us to the point where we can actually start getting some new audio equipment. Well, between everyone that day, we had a lot of donations come in. You overdid it by 2k bits. There's a hair on there. The point in painting when a single hair can completely fuck you up. Okay, I'm just going to remove the center of this because that doesn't look any bit intricate, it just looks sloppy. So, and my goal is to make this look as clean as possible. But no, we appreciate everyone coming out and had some fun moments. You need to find a good Elf Rogue mini. Well, if you can't find just a standard mini, I recommend taking a look over at Hero Forge, where you can actually design your own. It is actually where I plan on getting minis for all of the players. Yeah, Hero Forge is one of my favorite spots, and actually their latest update to their low-end plastic, which makes it so it's $20 a standard 28mm mini. Used to be where I kind of refused to paint it. It wasn't the greatest in quality. But now, the last time I saw them while I was at Gen Con, I actually got to get my hands on a mini that was printed in their lower quality plastic. And it was actually really detailed. So I was super happy about it. But I've actually been waiting to get our players' minis done for when the character art was done. So I could actually go to Hero Forge with the character art and just try to get it as close as I could. Because unfortunately, I am not Critical Role, and I do not have a deal with a nice company that produces some of the best minis. Funny enough, Steamforged, to get them to design our minis. Otherwise, I would totally have that happen. But I am actually super excited to get the Critical Role minis, because those are some beautifully done minis. I think that's the best cleanup I'm going to be able to do for the tabard. Love the way this one is turning out, but I need to take my leave for now. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Joke Maniac, for stopping by and giving us a follow. I really appreciate it. It's good to see you here. And hopefully I'll catch you at a Catacon or one of a future painting stream. Whichever one comes first. But yeah, no. Have a great evening. Damn it. Stupid hands. Gripping this mini at places I shouldn't. Awesome. Can't wait to play. Can't wait to game. Oop. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to give this one a nice wash. And hopefully, well, in theory anyway, it'll bring the entire piece together. I think I'm gonna do normal oil. Because I did a brown wash before on all of this. But I definitely just want to darken the piece up. Okay, have a great night, Devin. I will catch you on your Discord. So, see you around. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. Oh, hey! Guess who's come to visit us? Come here. Come here, bug. Nope. Where are you going? No! I wanted to pet you. If you're just gonna come up here to meow at me... Hey. Come here. I see you just standing under my desk, glaring at me. Okay, fine. But at least say hello to the internet. Bye, internet. This is Bug. Okay. Get out of here. Since you clearly don't want to deal with me. Jerk. Okay, so this is a lesson I've learned before. Shake your damn washes. Holy crap. I hate it when that happens. Because if you don't shake them, they actually turn out very glossy. Unless you get the gloss shades. Because so I want to actually control how much of the shade I'm using. Because I'm being semi-selective. Let's just go right for the head. So this I am just going to apply to the entire damn mini. Making sure none of this pools. I do kind of want more there. Okay, Get it over the rest of the helmet. Here, I'll lift this up a bit because I'm not... So most of the time you're washing to get into those recessed areas. In this case, I'm kind of wanting a very even spread across the entire thing, because this is just going to dull everything down even more. So... I'm avoiding the wings again for now because I want to be careful with those. What time is it? Oh, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. Jeez, I've got plenty of time. Underside here. Yeah, so even though I did a brown wash on this, since this is kind of a clear coat, it will show up on... The brown will kind of show through as well. So I'm going to get like a much darker brown, which is exactly what I'm going for. Except on the tabard. Tabard I want just the dark black, because it's not rusting. So I'm going to put this in here. This is going to darken up the dried blood too. But on here, I'm going to avoid the edge of the blade. To make it a little bit shinier than the rest. Just to kind of show that it's a active cutting edge. I'll make sure to pull out any of these areas that are... Ah, cat hair! Fuck! This stage is super prone to getting cat hair all over it. Okay, so already you can kind of see it coming together. I'm going to do another layer, however, over the tabard because I want that to be darker than it is. So I'm going to dull out all of the blue even more. I might do the belt as well. This is one of the few cases where I am not worried about getting too much wash on this thing. Well, too much wash overall. I don't want to go too crazy. I didn't get any wash up there. But yeah, that darkened the blue down even more. Okay. So now for the wings. The wings I actually want to water down this black a little. So I'm going to use Lamia Medium on some of this that I already have here, because that will dull down the color without getting rid of its consistency. That I will use for the wings. I will end up going over again with the wings to kind of sharpen up to kind of, I'm going to deepen the color closer to the metal. I realize I actually didn't hit the metal on these, so... Alright. Hold on. I'm adjusting some of my lights around. Okay, so that does add some light there. Yeah. So this is how he's looking thus far. Pretty much, I'm going to have to let him dry. Because shade is important to get dry while I look up another image for my next piece. So, threw him around. Nothing broke. So, I did a little bit of work while between streams, and I managed to paint a bronze color for the gargoyle. And I'm going to do a green. I've got a way to kind of make this look really green, but I wanted some of the metal color to show underneath, so I needed to paint all of it in that tone. But I darkened up basically the skin tone, made the teeth the color that they're gonna be. I need to probably put some edge highlights on those just to kind of bring those out, but I'm really not going to do anything with him today. Just wanted to bring him out and show what I did between streams. Instead, we are going to work on the Night of the Boreal Valley. Because here I'm going to need this. I'm going to do him first before I do the Dancer of the Boreal Valley, because I want to kind of get a theme down for him. It's really looking like this. Oh, I can now use studio mode now that I didn't click the wrong fucking button. Actually, let me actually just find that image. Using the right damn keyboard. Boreal Outrider Knight. Ooh, I might... Nope. The image is a little bit smaller. So... Nope. Hold on. Open image in new tab. Save image. Yeah, we'll just put it there. Open. Just increase that a bit. Okay. That should do it. Okay, so that is the piece I'm going to be using as reference. So I am done with the Winged Knight for now. Okay, so what I'm getting out of this is a lot of silver. The main thing is about him. So this is intriguing. For him, I think I'm just going to have to do base coat of silver. And then I'm going to need to do a black wash. And a really bright... Wow, this might be less exciting than I was hoping for. Okay, well, we're going to do this. Oh. Just gonna plop some of the silver down, and then I'm gonna just start going to town on it. This one, I'm almost gonna make brighter. Well, in a sense. So first I'm gonna start off with a light silver coat. Because this thing is just 100% armor. Even this little cloak, not cloak thing, but, yeah, loincloth. Like, they don't technically have it in this, but definitely just gonna, it's gonna have to be silver, because there's no other colors on this thing. I have a thought, but it's gonna be... I'd need to get it ready. But we could try it. I would need to dig out my airbrush for it. But I think I could get a pretty cool effect on this guy. Alrighty. Lots of silver. So let's see, I started this at about 5. I'll probably end this stream in about an hour. Just so I have time to start settling down for the evening. Oops. Okay, this is the stage that I need to remember to get every little nook and cranny, because I have missed some in the past. And it's annoying when you're going through and layering. You're like, oh, hey, this little area. And you realize there's primer there. You're like, damn it! Ooh, like under the chin here. I almost completely missed. Oh, shit! Hello, insect. You need to get out of my paint. Whatever. I just had an insect jump off the wall and basically assault my wet palette. It's actually amazing. The more I end up looking at images of bosses and mini-bosses, that I almost didn't realize, just from playing the game, how few colors there actually are on some of these enemies. There's more color on the individual bad guys that you see all the time than the bosses or the mini-bosses. But a part of me almost thinks that's because you're panicking the entire time, going, oh my god, he's coming for me. I need to get out of his fucking way. Whereas they at least want to make the little guys interesting. Because, like, Smo and Ornstein, they're just gold. There's nothing else to them. Which, I mean, as a mini painter, it's like, wow, that was incredibly easy, but this mini kind of looks pale. Or just kind of dull, because it's one color. The sword, in my opinion, on this is what's going to be the fun part. But I am going to have to be... That part is going to be largely just... The armor is going to be easy, but I'm going to use the airbrush to wrap it up. So the sword is going to be the last thing I work on. Which is fine, because it makes sense. It actually looks like the handle's black. But their sword style is also a little bit more intricate. So I'm just going to kind of meld it. I can paint over this later if I decide to change my mind. But for now, just gonna get the base silver color that the sword is. Hey, boo-boo, why don't you get some silver and stab the chosen one?
Sorry, I don't understand.
The fuck, Google? God damn. Google fucking recognize when I'm not talking to you. places on the mask that I... Ooh, I didn't do his right hand. The Boreal Knights, in my opinion, are some of the creepiest motherfuckers in this game. Oh, your mini. Oh, sweet. I want to see it. Come on, Hero Forge. I like seeing Hero Forge minis. They so cool. Ooh, nice. Looks like he's playing Twister. Oh, I am seeing a different pose. I'm seeing him with his fist kind of like this. Did you do the... three-point landing? Oh, my model. Yeah, Twister with a with a nasty sword. But Twister nonetheless. Yeah, these guys are fucking a bitch and a half to fight. They are incredibly swift, but enormous. So, for this mini, I have to make it dark but light. If that makes any fucking sense. Silk was my first D&D 2nd edition character 23 years ago. Wow. Yeah, my first D&D character was a one-shot character about 9 years ago, and it was D&D 3.0. It was my first experience playing D&D. It was a wizard, whose name I do not remember, and I almost killed their cleric. Because nobody explained to me how that apparently grappling, I could not burn the scourge off of the cleric. You started playing when you were 26. So you are 23 years... No, not 23 years older than me. Because I am currently 26. Ah! Yes, scourges are the devil, and I love them. It is actually the enemy that, as a player, I have faced more often than any other foe. Because my DMs keep wanting to use it. Well, you're not 23 years older than me because... Wait, hold on. No, because... Fuck. There's math. There's math involved somewhere. I can't do it today. You're probably right. You're 49. Okay, yeah, you're right. You'll be 50 in December. I will be 27 in April. That'll be exciting. Well, I don't know. Half of a century. I'm not sure how you feel about turning 50. So, good or bad? But hopefully you will. Young pup, but people keep calling me much older for my age. Apparently, I already have gray hairs, which does not bode well for me. Just old. See, the best thing is that there's quite a few people that I know that are, it's the beard. Yeah, definitely. Beard makes you think that I'm older and therefore wiser. Then you actually get to meet me and you're like, Jesus Christ, this kid's insane. But yeah, I'm actually the second youngest individual here at Nerdolopedia. So. But I know people don't perceive me as over 40 because I still get carded. Most gamers are a little insane. That's true. Come on in, the madness is fine. I have completely fucked this brush up. But that's fine, it's just my medium base brush. It's not a big deal. My players call me insane for the things I throw at them. The weird creatures that I make up. But I am okay with that. Which reminds me, I think tonight I am gonna finally sit down and fucking write the imaginary friend monster that I have been trying to get to for a few weeks now. Okay. I painted the camera a little bit, but nothing you guys can see. Ow. Yeah, I know you hate me in-game too, asshole, but, I'm trying to give you life here. Jeez, I'm just fucking running into everything over here. Have a doppelganger replace one of them and have the player play it. I have heard that one before. I just have not had the best opportunity to do that. But this month there are going to be some interesting things I'm going to be implementing. let's just say you might not be far off on one of the potential things that can happen to them. Just not Vox. See, I am indiscriminate. Besides, Vox loves that spooky stuff. So. I do the if you make the wrong move. But that's only for my horror modules. For the monsters that or for the long-term games, I am less deadly to players. I'll still kill them, but it's easier to bring them back. Besides, death isn't the best thing you can do to players. It's not the scariest thing out there. There's so much more terrifying things. You love tabletop pen and paper? I do too. I used to run a game on Roll20, but playing in person to me has been so much better. I understand not everyone can get that experience, but damn. Okay. This brush has essentially become useless to me, but it's still good for a messy pen. Just marking some things down. I won't use it anymore. You won't use... Oh, with all the drama going on? I did miss what was happening with Roll20. If there is something that's going on. Guess that just shows how much of a rock I can get myself under. God damn it. Fucking missed a spot. Missed several spots. Co-founder said some bad things. That always sucks. Oh, does it have to do with the sponsor? Ah. See, I canceled my subscription a while ago, but that was because I wasn't using it anymore. Okay, yeah, so then I think I got the gist of it, where it was they weren't sponsoring someone because it was like 6 white dudes. Or something along those lines. posted something on Reddit that is now the second most downvoted ever. Oh! Great. Okay. I got the base coat of that down. Oh. God, my eyes. Something about staring at a very tiny figurine through a magnifying glass. It just doesn't help the eyes. Oh. Oh. Oh, hold on. I got a crack. Oh. 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 Just, I'm gonna need 1 second. Just. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good. Whew. Well, it is unfortunate about Roll20. I guess I'm glad I don't use it. Yes, this is in fact a Voltron shirt. I got it through, wow. Blanking on the name. I got it through Loot Crate. But I stopped subscribing to Loot Crate because I was getting a bunch of shit I did not want. I loved the shirts, but, just... I didn't need everything else in the box. If it was just the Loot Crate with the shirts, I would have been more than happy. Okay. So, this is going to be another mini where I wash it in black. And hey, this is Dark Souls. What do you expect? There's only one piece of this that I am actually not going to wash in black. That's going to be the sword. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to wash the sword. Oh, wow, I put way too much right there. Oh, hold on. They should do that with, like, 3 shirts. Yeah! Whew, I'd resub. No, but I am thinking about doing another crate, but it's one of those crates that you don't sign up for monthly, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's like, I can kind of see the point, because they have a limited number of them. But they have these boxes for miniature painting stuff. One of them is a monster box, where they send you a miniature that is a very specific monster. Everyone gets the same one, but they send you paints to go with it, with kind of like instructions for some like different techniques for using it. And I super love that idea. But they also have one, they have one for feminine heroes. They have one for just like different products, with like, and each of them have instruction booklets on like how to use this. And a lot of the times it's a product that most people haven't heard before. So even for someone like me, where it's like, oh yeah, I've been painting for 4 years, like 3 of them at this point have been semi-professional. And I say semi-professional because I have technically painted commissions, but I don't do commissions regularly. So yeah, like even for me, it's like, oh hey, cool new stuff. I can learn something new, or find something that I might not have tried. So I might start getting that more often. But God damn it, I keep hitting the camera. Ooh. So as soon as I'm done with this layer, I'm going to pull out the other guy, because he's dry. Or at least he looks dry from here. And I'll show you, because... sounds like it'd be good for a novice as well. Yes, it would be. In all honesty, it's good for everyone. Because they do step-by-step guides. Not that I need more minis, but, like... I always end up getting, like, a specific type of mini. So, it's good to kind of, like... or I get the same supplies, because, you know, that's what I'm used to. But... it's really nice. It's really important to step outside your comfort zone. Because without stepping outside your comfort zone, you're not gonna improve. And actually, speaking of that stuff, I've actually been working on trying to get together some. I'm trying to get my equipment together so that I can start trying to make some painting tutorials for our YouTube channel. Because I talk about them a lot, and I love helping people, like, during streams and stuff. But I can't always take the time to, like, explain the basics. Again, during stream it's not a bad thing, but I'm not always streaming painting. And when I'm streaming, I'm usually painting a lot faster than some people will follow. Just because part of it is I'm just going through the motions. But yeah. No. Simply because people ask me questions a lot. I thought I'd try my hand at it. But I'm also going to be doing some... this is actually a consequence of what our group needs. But I have a lot of knowledge of just how to do certain things in Twitch and on YouTube. And so I'm going to be putting together some tutorial videos on, like, a lot of our tech-based stuff. So, like, how to... the first one I'm working on is how to export a video from Twitch to YouTube. Because that's something that we kind of need as a reference point. And since I'm just kind of recording them for us, I might as well, you know, post it to YouTube and help everybody. So much surface area on this fucking bastard. All these tiny nooks and crannies. You spindly bastard. One thing I can't do with him, as much as I want to, is the kind of like icy effect that kind of like comes off of him. But because I'm not a master of levitation, it's kind of impossible to do that. So, my plan with this mini is that I'm going to darken him up quite a bit with this. But I need to do it in several stages. So the first stage here is the base silver and this black wash. Then I'm going to take my airbrush with another silver. And I'm actually going to spray it at it from one direction. Or at least one general direction. And it's going to cover a lot of surface area, which is fine, because that's areas that I actually want it to be much brighter. And it's going to sort of simulate a light source. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that tonight. This part alone has been taking a while. Okay. I'm just checking the rest of the nooks and crannies to make sure got everything. God damn it, the one thing I don't like is completely missing entire areas with wash. And then just sticking out like a sore thumb. Okay, make sure to get his hand. Okay, so that is the start of him. I did not wash the blade because if you see in the example, that blade is incredibly bright. And I'm actually not going to paint this at all until... I'm actually going to completely airbrush that. So, that is him. Now, I'm going to quickly set him off to the side because he dried and it's hard to see with this camera, but I am super enjoying the texture that wash did on the tabard. However, I might do one more layer. So give me just a second. For now, I'm just going to get rid of the... I'm just going to get rid of that. Oh, whoa. Apparently my computer does not like studio mode. That's weird. But yeah, so I am going to do a final black wash on that. So I'm going to do a black wash again on this, darken it up. I think I'm also going to darken up the belt just a little bit. want this to seem pretty worn out. That in there. Run this over this cloth. And I realize I did not get below here, but one layer of this below here should be sufficient. That's not going to be too visible. But I'm really liking how dulled this is looking. I might darken the blade up, too. Well, I am going to darken the blade up. So I really want the reds and the browns to pop a little bit more. Ooh, nope, don't want you on the blade. Then, the last thing I need to do as well is these wings. They're bright enough, but I want near the metal to be a bit darker. So I'm just going to paint. Well, I'm going to paint the metal because I actually didn't hit that with a more saturated black. So I'm just going to hit the bottoms of these wings. And that will kind of darken out the I don't know what they're called, but it's like the base of the feathers. Even though they're not feathers, this gives it the appearance that they're kind of like, oh, well, actually these are like starting feathers. So yeah, there we go. Okay. So these are going to take a bit to dry. So I think actually I'm going to call the stream here. But we are going to find someone to raid. Because I think that would be nice to do. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to immediately mute this. Oh, it's already muted. Okay, cool. So who do we got live? Okay, so, you know, I think we haven't raided the Greyhawk channel in a while. So, we are going to go give them some love. But first, it's got to do the countdown. So, it has been lovely having all of you here today. I hope to catch you all soon. I will be painting next weekend as well. Might be getting into... I might take a break from the Dark Souls minis and do some more of my creepy minis. And by creepy minis, probably I've got some. So anyway, we're gonna now raid the Greyhawk channel. See you guys later.